She is the spring queen. She is perpetually sweet, so stunningly beautiful and pure that flowers blossom on her skin. She is strong and brave for those in need in her kingdom, while showing with kindness that despite all of our differences, we are all beautiful. Alrighty, beautiful people, we're going to start off creating the flowers that I have on my face. For that, I'm using Model Magic, which is actually a clay for kids that it dries overnight. And I'm going to actually start with a rectangle. As you can see, I made it pretty flat, and I'm going to start rolling them. In this case, this type of flower or flower that I was trying to go for was like a floret kind of thing. And as you can see, I'm keeping the bottom of the flower pretty tight. Once you have your roll, you're just going to trim the ends till it's not as, as tall. For the second flower, which is going to be one of the big ones, I'm going to make a ball just like that, and I'm going to press in the middle with my thumb and pull out. This is going to be the petals. Once I have the shape, I'm just going to press it a little more in the center and just, soften up the edges so they're not harsh looking. After that, I'm going to make another ball, so that is going to be the center of my flower. I'm making 4 petals per flower, but you can always, this is completely up to you. You can always use a reference picture as well. Like I said, I'm doing 4. I really didn't have a reference picture. I was just going off my imagination here. And look how beautiful it's looking already, just like that. And I'm going to press the bottom to make sure that all the pieces are actually sticking together. This is very important. After that, I'm taking an old hair clip and I'm creating some dents and some cracks in the in the roots of the petals, and I'm going to pinch the center, and this is just going to give it a more realistic feel. After that, this is how all my flowers look like. As you can see, they're not flat. I actually let my flowers dry on top of different bottle pills, different sizes, different heights. That way they will dry up with different shapes. I didn't want them to be flat. I feel like if they are flat, the whole composition overall is not going to look as dynamic. So I wanted them to have some movement. To paint them, I'm using kids paint. This is actually my son's paint. And I'm, again, doing, going off my imagination here. You can always use a reference picture if you're not sure where to place the colors. But again, just have fun with it. You can always restart if you don't like a certain color. And as you can see, I'm not being too careful with it because flowers and leaves are not really perfectly colored. And this is how they look like. I actually love the way they turned out. As you can see, I added some highlights, some shadows, some details, and they turned out pretty cool. I actually really like this project a lot. So let's start with the makeup. Yes, I'm going to start off covering my brow, one brow. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this, but my brow hairs are way too wild, way too thick, and since I knew I was going to place flowers there, I didn't want my hairs to be like, my brow hairs to be picking through, so I did about 7 layers of washable glue. Again, this is completely optional, and I'm taking my NYX Wonder Eye pencil to press it down. I always use this pencil to cover my brows. I do 1 layer of the glue and then just press the brows to your skin to make them super flat. And then I'm using some translucent powder just to take away that sticky feel. After that, I'm going to color correct because my brow hairs are way too dark and I'm going to look flawless like that. After that, I'm going to start off with my face. I'm doing a layer of foundation, easy peasy, just like I would do it any other day really. And then I'm going to do some concealer because God knows I need it big time. Let's just be real here. And I'm going to set that with some translucent powder. To start off with the eyes, I'm going to start my glam eye with some, oh yes girl, get it, yes. I'm going to start off with some orange eyeshadow. I'm going to pack it very heavily. And then I'm going to use the Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk to cut my crease. As you can see, I did it halfway cut crease, and then I'm packing a very vibrant pink eyeshadow. After that, I'm using the NYX liquid crystal liner in Crystal Aqua to highlight my center of the lid, and then the NYX glitter primer and spread it all over my lid. I'm using the loose glitters in Red Ruby and Pink Rose. I'm using Pink Rose at the beginning of my eye and Red Ruby at the end of my eye to make them pop. For the other side of my eye, I don't really have a certain pattern to go with this. I'm just blowing out orange and pink eyeshadow all over. I am going to concentrate 2 focal points just so it doesn't look that messy. The inner part of my eye in pink and my crease in orange. That way it has like a focal point. And then I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean to create the base for my smoky eye. I'm putting that pretty much close to my lash line, and then I am diffusing it with my finger for a little bit, and then with some black eyeshadow to set the whole thing and just blow it out even further. I'm using the pink eyeshadow to contour. As you can see, I'm going pretty heavy with this. This is the flower side, so it needs to be exaggerated. And I'm using just a little bit of that pink eyeshadow on the other side to, flush my cheeks a little bit. I'm taking it a further step, and I'm using the pink eyeshadow with some brown, and I'm covering 1/2 of my body. This is the part where it's going to have the flowers. I wanted to have some depth, so I didn't want the flowers to lay on just bare skin. I'm going to highlight because, of course, I need to glow under all circumstances. All circumstances, can I speak? Yes, there we go. I need to highlight myself. Let's just, it is what it is. Now I'm taking some alcohol and I'm removing the areas where I'm going to glue my flowers. This is very important because if you don't remove the makeup that you have, your prosthetic is more likely not going to stick, or at least not going to stay as strong as it could. I'm using some Prosade to glue that. I'm letting it dry for a few seconds, and then I'm placing my beautiful flowers just like that. It holds wonderfully and it is just great. Hold it up, put some glue, wait a few seconds, and then repeat the same process. I don't have any specific pattern to do this. I was just going with, I thought it looked good in the moment. To be honest with you, I had so many flowers and leaves and so many sizes, and I just wanted to have fun with it more than anything and just play around and just kind of see where I was going with it. So I really enjoyed the whole process overall, even though I didn't have any specific pattern. But you can always just, if you're not sure, you can always do a sketch previous to the application. That can always help with your composition. But again, I was just going with what I thought it looked good. As you can see, I have some leaves, I have some florets, I have some other flowers, I have some loose petals, and here I am again making sure I am placing the flowers where I think they will look good and holding them into place. Obviously the bigger flowers you're gonna have to hold longer. Water break, keep yourself hydrated, safety first. Yes girl, safety first. And again, as you can see, for the bigger flowers, obviously I'm applying more glue. The bigger your flower or the bigger your prosthetic, the more glue you're going to have to apply it, obviously. And in case you don't know how much glue you should apply, you can always take as a reference the base for your flowers. You can see here I'm just taking another look in the mirror, making sure that I know where to place the flowers. That way I don't have to place them and then remove them. Just take a moment to step back, look at yourself from a different angle, so that way you can see the entire composition and see how it's going, or how it's turning out together. As you can see, this flower in particular, the bigger one, I had to apply a lot more glue because the base for that flower was larger. So that can tell you how much glue you should apply for each single piece. I applied a loose petal on the clean side because I wanted to give the illusion that the flowers are actually covering myself, like in my entire self. So I made some tiny little florets for the clean side, and I just spread it, and I think they just look so cute. And to bring the whole piece together, I am doing some tree branches. I am actually mimicking my background that, by the way, I hand painted. Yes, I hand painted it, especially for this makeup look, and I was just mimicking that, you know, to give the whole vibe a more cohesive look. I'm using on my lips the NYX retractable eyeliner in Diaphine. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and also the bar gloss in Tiramisu, which is one of my favorites. After that, I applied some lashes and I was good to go. And this is the final look, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I did it with a lot of love for you. I worked really hard on it and I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share. You know the drill. And I'll see you in the next one. Kisses. Bye. See the flowers, Papa.
Yellow.
Yellow.